Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today we're talking Below Deck, Season 9, Episode 2, Boat Daddy. So, you guys, I'm loving this season. I'm so glad to be back with Below Deck. We are in St. Kitts on my Seanna. I'm glad to get rid of Captain Sean. See ya. Captain Lee is back. So, let's get into this episode. Second day of charter. The guests are restless. They're wanting to go to the beach. Now, remember the end of last episode, Captain Sean had said, or what, I guess Eddie had told the guests that they'd be going soon. Captain Sean keeps stretching out. You know, I'm glad we ditched Captain Sean. Captain Lee bugs me too, believe me. Like, I find him kind of obnoxious sometimes, and but I'll take him any day of the week over Captain Sean. I just got a really slimy vibe from Captain Sean. And a lot of you guys pointed out he's very much like Martin Short. And I thought that was very funny. But yeah, so we're getting rid of Captain Sean. So we see him, Captain Sean, micromanaging. He wants this bag of shells. And Eddie's freaking out. Like, where's Captain Lee? We go into Heather versus Fraser. So, I'm showing the crew here because I'm so bad with the names right off the bat. Until I know these people, it's just easier for me to look at this cheat sheet so that way you can remember who I'm talking about and I can try to say the right names. Let's see. So, the guests head over. They were 50 minutes late. Remember, they're going over to this beach picnic. Eddie says, he hands it to the captain, says he'll throw a hell of a beach picnic because it did look nice, but good God, he couldn't stop micromanaging everything. Like, let your deck team do their thing. Rayna, we start to see her talk about crew romances. Of course, we know where this is going, you guys. I like Rayna a lot. I dig her personality. I think she seems like a lot of fun. And, we're going to talk about this episode, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Rayna's got somebody else. Didn't see that one coming. She's been flirting with Jake the whole time. There seems to be a throuple situation happening with her and Jake and Fraser. Interested to see where that goes. I think all three... Fraser would make me crazy. I think Jake is good looking. I think she's gorgeous. Fraser, I guess, is good looking, but his personality ruins it. So there's that. But we find out at the end, you guys, Rayna's got somebody. I believe the name on the phone was ISSA, I believe. So I'm curious to see who this is. Says they met in Mexico. And she's like, what did I do? So that's the big reveal at the end. I didn't mean to jump to it, but hello. I can't wait to see how that plays out. No good can come from this. I think it's fantastic. It's very much Eddie in the laundry room situation, right? With Rocky. Remember, he pretended like nothing was happening, but something was happening. And then he was telling her he and his girlfriend were broken up, but then turns out they weren't broken up. Anyway, can't wait to see what happens. Okay, so again, we see the makings of this Wes and Rayna thing. I'm here for it. Jessica and Rachel kind of talking. We find out Jessica drove an Uber in Southwest Florida. She picked up a guy who committed a hit and run, and the cops showed up. So that was kind of funny. Okay, so we're jumping all around because that's what the episode does. Eddie is pointing out to the guests, okay, it's kind of late in the day. How about I take you guys back to the boat? They seem to really enjoy the beach picnic. Heather greets them with drinks. What are your thoughts on Heather? What are we thinking? I think she's good. Right now I'm Team Heather in the Heather versus Fraser of it all. But I can see some cracks. I could see where she'd be annoying. I did not like when Rayna asked her for a dust... what am I trying to say? The dust pan? The broom dust pan? Why am I having a stroke and forgetting these words? And she was like, I don't have time. It's just like, really? You can't just help her? There's broken glass, really? So I didn't dig that about Heather, but anyway, we'll see. I'm holding out judgment. So Captain comes back to the boat. The guests are in the jacuzzi, and everybody finds out the captain comes back. He'll be joining that evening. He comes back to the boat. He comes in and says, I'd rather sandpaper a tiger's ass than miss a charter. So, yep, Captain is back with his expressions. Sean says that the crew's been helpful and willing to learn. Lee thanks him for being there and helping out, and then he says, now get off my boat, and he laughs. Okay. So Eddie is very happy to escort Sean off the boat. He grabs his stuff, escorts him off the end. Bye-bye, Sean. Bye-bye, creepy. Rachel and Heather talk about dinner. Rachel wants to push herself. You guys, Rachel's food looks amazing. My mouth was watering the whole time. It was a 9-course meal, and it was Japanese-inspired, and it just looked amazing. I wanted to eat everything she brought out. My mouth was watering. It's watering right now just even talking about it. But 7-course tasting menu. So we're cutting back and forth because this is what the episode does. It bounces around. So my notes bounce around. In the middle of finding out all about the 7-course tasting menu, Rayna and Jake are continuing to flirt. And she makes a F me in the A joke, and he says that he likes to be pegged. So she seems to be on board. So they are, I don't know, full system ahead, all steam ahead, whatever. They're into it. So, okay, so back to dinner. Captain comes in with a new look. Rachel calls him Captain Red October, which was really funny because they show us side by side, and he looked exactly like that. Still in his transition lenses. You guys know how I feel about transition lenses. Now, you guys are amazing, so I'm sure you guys are the exception if any of you have transitions, but really I don't trust anybody in transition lenses. We have a very interesting talk with Eddie in the wheelhouse. He's the first officer working directly under Captain. So Captain says, yeah, I have to tell you something. We find out he was in the hospital, and they allude to a heart attack, and he says, no, it's AFib. He feels good. There's stuff they can do now to help that. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. He says he was born with it, and I don't normally get personal here, but me too. Mine's not AFib. Mine's a prolapsed mitral valve, but yeah, it kind of does the same thing where the heart just kind of goes a little nuts and gets off rhythm, and you feel weird when it happens, and yeah, anyway. So I hear you, Captain. I feel you. So, okay, skipping ahead. Dinner time. Jake and Rayna still flirting. Lee joins for dinner. He says, damn, that girl's good about Rachel's cooking. By the way, did anybody notice there seemed to be like a continuity error, I felt like? Because Lee had dinner brought to him by Rachel, and Heather went up to talk to him and kind of get to know him. And she even said, Rachel says, I'm bringing your dinner, and, you know. But then they show him going to join the guests for dinner. I'm sure it was different nights, just edited together. It's fine. I just love a continuity error, so I thought that was funny that they didn't take that out. Jessica's in laundry. She's commenting on how many towels the guests are using. So we know this is coming up later in the episode. Heather sends her down for the night. The fact that they made a big deal of sending her down for the night, I thought, oh gosh, these guests are going to be up all night partying. It's going to be a mistake to send her down, but no, it all worked out. Lee is so glad to be back on the boat. We find out Jessica's 35, and hey, that's great. That's super young, whatever. It's cool. But I'm actually really glad to hear that. Same with Eddie. He said he was, oh gosh, I wrote it down. Now I can't find it. Probably about the same age, maybe a little older, 36 maybe. I think that's fantastic. I'm 41, so there's hope for me. I can get into yachting still. But no, seriously, my complaint with the show is, yeah, you want to have a bunch of hot 20-somethings hooking up, but sometimes, like, it's good to mix it up. Like, they don't all have to be 20-year-old stick figures. That's all I'm saying. So I'm glad they're mixing it up. Okay, dinner went great. Guests loved it. Captain again says Rachel is the best chef he's ever worked with. He had a really funny line here where he says, been a long time since someone told me to have intercourse with myself and gotten away with it. And I thought that was fantastic. So we see the next day, and Heather wakes up happy, and I thought it was a funny juxtaposition because she's like, I'm peachy. And then Fraser wakes up and says everything hurts. So again, a glimpse into their personalities. Jessica's on laundry. She seems to like it there. The guests ask for towels. Okay, so the primary says that the master has no towels, the master bedroom. And so Heather gets frustrated, says Fraser is the head of housekeeping. She's frustrated. I see both. I mean, I mostly see her side. I do see his argument later when he says, yes, I'm on housekeeping, but 90% of my time is service. But I also understand her side. We've seen a lot of people in these positions. You kind of just have to do all the crap that they ask you to do. I mean, it's just how this goes. Like, you just got to get your shit together and come up with a list of priorities. I don't know what to tell you. The house is on fire. You got to move. And towels are a priority. That's something that a guest will remember. And leaving a bag of trash is a priority. So I get what she's saying, too. Let's see. So first docking of the season, new dock, new crew. Oh, I skipped right over. So Jake was covering the chairs. That's when the glass breaks. Rayna goes to get a vacuum. She asks for a dustpan, and this is where I didn't love Heather. She says, I don't have time to look for it. Okay, Heather, like, there's a nicer way to handle that. Maybe you could figure out a way to help her. I don't know. I just didn't love that. Okay, so first time docking the season, new dock, new crew, weird weather. I thought, dun, dun, dun. Nope, it all works out fine. Heather's taking breakfast orders. Rachel seems happy. Rachel says it's going to be a great season because they have a flashback to bad communication with Francesca. You guys remember I did not care for Francesca. Glad to have her gone. Let's try out Heather. Hopefully Heather's great. Okay, so docking. This is where Captain says, I'm nervous as a cat with a long tail and a room full of rocking chairs. I feel like he's like trying to write a book of sayings or something. But anyway, no problems. Well done, everybody. No problem. Okay, guests leave. They're super happy as they're leaving. The primary does point out the problems with interior but then ends up giving her a charter or a captain's hat. So I'm not real sure. It seems like it was just kind of producer drama because it seemed to go too well. I really like the charter guests. They seem like a lot of fun. Yeah. So they left. All good. Heather, we find out, is in a relationship with a charter guest. Ooh, I need to know all the information about that. She makes a point to say he's super supportive for the time being. What does that mean? What's coming? So I thought that was pretty interesting. I want to know everything about that. Eddie calls a meeting, tells his crew that they're great. The entire crew has their crew meeting. They made $18,000, $1,500 a piece. Now, I'm going to break the fourth wall here. I don't think that's the right way to say that. But something I do remember, because I've looked into this, not for myself, I'm just curious about chartering one of these boats. When you get into an agreement, at least this was the case, unless they've changed it. When you get into an agreement with Bravo to charter one of these boats, something I specifically remember is they do tell you how much it's going to be. Of course, it's a discounted amount. It's still an ass load. I mean, seriously. But last I heard, they were including the tip on that and basically said, and I hope this doesn't ruin the magic because, again, it might have changed, but they basically said in there, you pay us this big pile of money, we'll decide how much tip the crew gets out of this big pile of money. So I thought, well, that's kind of shitty because you could be, you know what I mean? Like, they can either make you look cheap or generous, like, depending on how they feel. And again, hello, welcome to production. That's how it goes. I get it. But I'm just saying, it was just an interesting thing for me to learn that production kind of decides, we'll give them whatever pile of money we feel like giving them. Okay, so the captain says, go out, have a good time. In the morning, your ass belongs to me. Okay, and then they play some really loud French rap music. I'm saying that with a question mark. I believe it was French. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where it came from or why I needed to be there, but it was. Everybody goes to dinner. They all cheers. Happy season ahead. I'm like, ooh, don't say that, because you know how that goes. They'll all turn on each other in like one charter. And we find out Eddie's got a girlfriend. I believe he lives in Baltimore. She's from New York City, maybe, is what he said. Rayna and Jake are flirting. They're the two drunkest ones at the table. Love it. Love that they're sitting next to each other and all flirty. Heather and Fraser kind of have a talk. So it's interesting because Fraser says, I think you're phenomenal at your job. I'm underwhelmed by my performance. And I thought, whoa, that's self-aware of Fraser. I'm shocked. But then he opens his dumb mouth. He says to the camera, don't talk over me. Like, he's just really rude. It's like, oh, okay, there's that personality that sucks. So he points out, listen, I spent majority of my time on service, and again, we talked about this. She says, you kind of got to see the big picture here and decide what's important, like, and I get what she's saying. Nobody's ever fully on housekeeping, right? I mean, it's you're on service. You're running around like a maniac. I think about, oh my gosh, what was his name? Why am I blanking it? The really lovely guy, I believe he was British. Is he British? The guy, oh man, I can picture him clear as day with Kate. That was one season. He was fantastic. He was a butler, I believe, trained. Like, same thing. He was excellent at housekeeping, but he had to run and do service because that's how the job goes. Why can't I remember his name? I'm banging my head against the wall. Okay, so they do dinner. It's all good. So we'll see what Charter 2 brings. So I'm sure Heather and Fraser are headed for like a brick wall at 100 miles per hour. They all get together and do shots, and then, you guys, we see kissy. Like, that usually happens on this show, but not this quick. Bring that on. So we see Jake and Rayna kissing. More like drunk kissing. They never really made out, but they were like kissing. So good for them. The crew were making bets on if they'll hook up on the crew table. I thought that was funny. Hot tub time, Rayna, Jake, and Fraser, throuple. So they make jokes about this throuple situation. They kind of hint to it in some of the previews, so we'll see what happens there. Jake tells Fraser, I'm pretty sure that Rayna wants to blank me in the blank. And we see Rayna kind of sneak off to take a phone call, and I thought, what's that about? Well, we'll find out later what that's about. So Rayna and Jake are kissing. They go to bed. We find out Rayna has someone, I believe, named, I'm never going to say that right, Issa? I need to find out everything about this person. Who is this? What's the deal? Are they serious? Are they monogamous? I want to know everything. They met in Mexico, and Rayna's saying this isn't good. And that's how the episode ends. So good. Then we're going to see a flash to next time. It's Rachel versus Eddie. I'm here for that. Rachel's point is that Eddie talked a lot of crap behind her back. So she feels hurt, mad, pissed, betrayed, whatever about that. We see the drunk morning after. Everybody's hung over from partying the night before. It's going to be, you guys, an interesting guess this next go around. It sounds like a lot of booze happening. The main guy seems like a real jerk off, and he's asking questions about the captain's wife, and I thought, nope. As much as Captain Lee bugs me, he loves his wife. You don't go there, you don't talk about it. So, anyway, the captain's not happy. Whoever this guy is, this big guy, seems to want to fight people and is super drunk. So I'm here for it. I can't wait. I'm sure I'll hate that guy, but I can't wait to talk about it. You guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hey, if you're into Succession, I put out an episode of Succession. Listen to that. Also, in case you missed it, yesterday I put out earlier today, depending on when this came out, I put out a Bravo news update because some stuff's going on with Bravo, new show announced, so check that out too. And as always, thank you so much for everything. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments. I'm sorry if I'm slow to respond. I read them all. I love them. Thank you for all the thumbs up. I really appreciate those. Those help my algorithm. And thank you for all the support. So glad to be back talking this stuff with you guys, and I just appreciate all of you. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Stay healthy and safe, and I will talk to you. Bye-bye.